So with the original IP of the Zombies Run app that you have, did you experience any more problems starting a completely new game versus, I mean, compared to some of the other famous Kickstarters where they have already existing IP like Fargo's Wasteland 2 or Schaefer's Double Fine? Did you find that creating your own original game was any more difficult than anything else?
Um, well, I think we had a really strong premise. We weren't just saying we're going to bring back this beloved IP. We're going to give you an experience that is going to be so awesome that that will kind of change the way in which you exercise, and we're going to help you do something that you've always wanted to do, which is get fit, and we'll do it in a really fun way, and we're not asking for a lot of money. So, yeah, there are other games that have done that, including the UIPs, that have done better than we have. Although I think that when Zombies Run came out on Kickstarter, we were the biggest video game on Kickstarter and biggest project, most popular project on Kickstarter in 2011, before we sort of got demolished by Double Fine and everyone else. Yeah, to me, that this just demonstrates that you can use Kickstarter for new IP, and you don't have to be, Tim Schafer. You don't have to be, Neil Stevenson to get, a lot of money. You can do it. You might not be able to get $1 million, that's for sure, but you shouldn't need $1 million. Not when you're, a small company like us.
So you made Zombies Run. It's a running app that includes a story about having to deal with the zombie apocalypse and getting resources for the people in your base. There are other zombie running apps out there? Did you base your game on that and then just improve it, or?
We knew of one zombie running game on Android that was out before ours. And it was relatively well known, but it's a completely different game because there's no story, there's no audio, there's no bass, there's no pickups. In the game, what happens is it's only for Android as well. It's a free game. It's a cool idea. It's a totally cool idea. Basically, you open up the app and you see the streets around you, and it places zombies on these streets, and they will go down the streets and try and eat you, and you have to go and run away. And I thought, this sounds cool. I will never, ever use it in my life. Because if you have ever run, you will know that you do not want to be looking at your phone while running. I mean, it's a cool demo. Totally cool demo. It is just not useful at all to runners. And it's not the sort of thing that anyone would really use a lot. And I think this is actually a common problem with these kind of urban games, where a lot of designers do things that sound cool and are just totally impractical, and it's like, what, that's okay for art projects, but one of these days someone has to make some money out of this, otherwise it's all just completely pointless. Anyway, that was useful because it kind of showed us what not to do. We realized, okay, here's how we're gonna differentiate ourselves. Here's it's clear that this sort of thing is popular, but it's not probably the sort of thing that you can sell, so we're gonna sort of take it a different direction. The funny thing is, after the game came out, I got an email from someone from an app developer who I'd never heard of, who'd also done a zombie running game on the iPhone. It wasn't called Zombies, that's why I hadn't found it. And it had audio as well. So it was kind of a bit more like ours. And I honestly had never heard of this. And I played it and thought, there are some similarities to what we're doing, but again, there was no story. The good thing about using Kickstarter is that it forces you to really... a good Kickstarter project requires you to sort of distill your idea down to the sort of strongest, bones of the structure. Something that you can describe in 140 characters in a tweet, something that you can put in a video, something that people will get and people want to buy. And so that meant that we had to say, okay, it's a game for the iPhone and Android where you put your headphones in, you get story, and you run away from zombies, and that's about it. And everyone thought, yep, that sounds good, I'll have that. And that meant that when we came to development, we had tons of ideas of other stuff we could put in. And we thought, no, this is what they wanted, this is what will work, we will just keep it focused. And so we're able to make the game in 6 months. And our developer had never made an iPhone game before that. So like we were learning on the job, and so it's pretty good that we were able to do it in 6 months. You know, and I think that's a reason why. That's the reason why. I think that's a big reason why you can see the success that some Kickstarter projects have had. You know, if it's Double Fine, it's like, hey, I'm Tim Schafer. You know, I'm just going to make another one of my awesome games. People get that. They know who Tim Schafer is. They know what Monkey Island is. They get that. But if you go up there and you say, I'm going to make this RPG that is just going to be, you know, really good, and it's going to have really good, you know, battles, people think, I really like have an RPG. Like, I don't know who you are, so why would I give you any money? And I get emails from people who, you know, will link their project, provide a link to their project, and they'll say, oh, you know, I just don't know, like, I don't understand why I'm not getting more people, more backers. You know, how can I do this? And I look and I think, what you're doing is just like this already exists. You know, you can already buy this now. You just want to kind of make another version and get people to pay you to do that, and they will not do that. You know, it needs to be really original, and people reward originality and like daring ideas on Kickstarter. There's nothing will happen if you fail. Like no one cares apart from you and like people who don't like you. You know, if you fail, and you got to ignore that. You know, you can fail as many times as you want within reason, but you know you need to do something that is really different. And it's hard to come up with an idea that is genuinely different, but and that you can make. And that is also popular. Like, you know, trying to find that intersection is not easy.
Well, do you think that people's familiarity with zombies and existing like running app games helped build your Kickstarter?
I think a lot of people really knew about Nike Plus. They understood how these things work. We timed it so that we kind of knew that had our iPhones and Androids out there that we had a big kit. Zombie obviously very much in the cultural sphere by then. Like a couple of months before we came up with the idea, I was like reading a magazine and there's like another zombie game. And I said, you know, I'm sick and tired of these zombies. Like this is just like annoying. Why do people still make the games? And then we sort of made one ourselves. But you know, the reason is it's because they make really good bad guys, right? You know, they're sort of human-ish. You know, we know like how to behave. Like you know. I don't need to explain that there's some sort of alien that's like humanoid that like you know lurches around, that it's not really that intelligent, relentless. No, you just say zombies and people get it.